Hey everybody, a new Surface Pro 4 is here. I've got 4 of these at work already. I snagged this one up to get some personal time with it and check it out. So let's dig into this guy. Our box is the same as before. It's got the little pull guys to release it. Try to open it the right way. Came with a little plastic cover that told you what everything does. I've ripped that off. Off the pen. Charger. Same accessories as the Surface Pro 3. Dimensions on this guy are 11.5 by 7.93 by 0.33 inches thick. Exact same footprint as the Surface Pro 3, but thinner by about 7% or so. Weight on this is 2 pounds 8 ounces with keyboard and pen. The Core i5 series that I have here weighs 1 pound 12 ounces by itself. The keyboard is 10.6 ounces and the pen is 0.8 ounces with a battery. This unit, like all other Surfaces, is sealed, so making any repairs by yourself is next to impossible. It supposedly has a 5087 milliamp hour battery compared to the 5547 from the Surface Pro 3. Still claimed 9 hours of video playback. I haven't really tested battery life so far, but it seems to be just as good as the Surface Pro 3. It said we've got 5 hours and 51 minutes remaining on 82% battery. Still has the exact same kickstand as the Surface Pro 3. It's got, I think it's got a little better range of motion. It doesn't feel like you're going to break it when you extend it past the halfway mark this time. The housing is magnesium. Chrome Windows logo on the back. The Surface Pro 3 just had Surface written on the back. The Core M series is fanless. The i5 and i7 series have a fan in the upper left hand corner. It's pretty loud when it's going full tilt, but in general most of the smaller fans are pretty loud when they spin up. I noticed when I did the Windows 10 November update and it was running, you could hear it from a little ways away in the living room while it was doing its update. As I mentioned, this is the Core i5 series 6th generation 6300U at 2.5 gigahertz. Core M and Core i7 are available. The M3 has Intel HD Graphics 515, the i5 has the 520, and the i7 has the Iris series graphics. SSD hard drive, 128 gigabytes through 1 terabyte offered. 1 terabyte is only offered with the Core i7 with 16 gigs of RAM. This particular 128 gig i5 model has the Samsung SSD, 4 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes, and 16 gigabyte available RAM choice depending on your CPU. The Surface Pro 4 has a 12.3 inch screen compared to the Surface Pro 3, which was only 12 inches. 2736 by 1824 resolution. I found, just like the Surface Pro 3, this has great viewing angles no matter how you have the tablet turned. As far as hardware on the inside, it's got the Marvel Avastar wireless AC card with Bluetooth. Has a 5 megapixel front-facing HD camera. Has an 8 megapixel rear-facing autofocus camera with 1080p video recording. Finally, autofocus. That really made some of my users mad on the Surface Pro 3 that they had no autofocus and they were trying to take pictures of not super small objects, but they needed a detailed close-up picture or something, and they were finding they had to take the tablet and go like this to try to get the picture in focus. Windows 10 Professional Standard. It's growing on me. I definitely like it better than Windows 8. I have some test subjects out in shipping that got Windows 8 to begin with, and they're now on 10, and they love the enhancements of 10, especially the start menu. They like that again. I upgraded my home machines and haven't had any complaints, and the wife hasn't murdered the laptop yet, so that must be good. As far as external connections and peripherals, on the left side we have our headphone jack. On the top, here's your power button. Here's your volume up and down button. They moved those. Originally they were on the side here. Here's all your vent for your heat sink. On the right hand side you have a mini display port, USB 3.0, and your power/dock jack. Bottom, of course, is your keyboard port. On the front you've got your left and right speakers. I like that they face you like the Surface Pro 3, and they're easy to hear. You have your Microsoft IR camera, and the front facing camera, little camera indicator, and the mic. Or as you notice, because they increased the screen size, they no longer have the little Windows home button, which I don't think really anybody ever used. On the rear we have our rear camera, camera indicator, and microphone, and just like the Surface Pro 3, on the underside over here is a micro SD card for expansion. Onto the keyboard. Since the Surface Pro 3 and 4 have the same overall footprint, this is backwards compatible with the 3. Same click attachment as before, with the secondary attachment like this for angled. This has a larger glass trackpad. They do offer a fingerprint reader model, blues and blacks and red colors available. I like the ability now to finally lock the FN keys. A lot of our actual F1, 2, 3, etc. keys are used in our ERP system, so users got tired of having to do this all the time to do searches. Now they can just lock the F keys and do what they would normally be doing on a keyboard. The keys on this are spaced a little further apart. On the Surface Pro 3 keyboard, they were all pushed together. These are more of your ideally spaced keys according to Microsoft's advertising claims. I type OK on it. I'd still rather prefer them closer together, but I'm still a very traditional keyboard person and would rather type on an external keyboard. It's still backlit like the Surface Pro 3. On the flip side, it just says Microsoft. It used to say Surface. It has that same felt feel as before. It'll pick up dirt and stuff like the other one did. There's no more stupid tab for that pen. They gave you that stupid little glued tab that you would stick on the side and hope to try to get your pen on, and half of my users just ripped it off. As far as the pen goes, it's been redesigned. It's got a flat surface here now, whereas the previous generation was round all the way around. As far as functions of the top button, still one press for OneNote, and if you press it fast enough, it takes a screenshot. It does open OneNote, but it also saves any of your screen captures into your pictures folder under screenshots. If you hold it, Cortana will come up. The right click button is right near the tip right here. This is backwards compatible with the Surface 3 and 3 Pro. They also have a pen tip kit that you can swap the tips out depending on your writing style or what you're trying to accomplish. There's a magnet at the top and bottom of the flat side to help hold the pen on the side of your Surface now. You can hold it over there. I don't know why you'd put it over there and cover your ports up, but it's supposed to go over here. And it sticks on there rather nicely instead of trying to put it down on that stupid tab that I told you guys about. The charger is pretty much the exact same as the Surface Pro 3. Uses the same connector. Has the little LED light on the bottom when you plug it in and charge it. There's an extra USB, so if you want to charge something else there, you can. Now on to the new docking station for the Surface Pro 4 and Surface Book. This is also backwards compatible with the Pro 3. This is a good departure from the previous generation docks that you had to set the tablet in and press the sides together. I was finding a lot of my users would get the keyboard stuck in there and then they'd come call me and say they can't get their tablet to dock, and it's just because they didn't take enough time to make sure the tablet was all the way in the dock before they pushed the ends together. So this is an interesting design. So this is kind of reminiscent of a USB dock where you have all of your connections here and you plug this into the side of your tablet. This thing weighs 1 pound, 5.2 ounces. It's 5.13 inches by 2.38 by about 1.13 inches thick. It's rubberized on the bottom so that it doesn't slide on the desk as easy. This cord is fairly flexible. It's about 26 inches long up to the connector, 27.5 inches all the way to the end. As far as connections, on the front we have two USB 3.0s. We have our security lock on the side. On the rear we have our charging port, gigabit Ethernet, audio, 2 mini display ports, and 2 more USB 3.0s. The 2 mini display ports is a vast improvement over the previous Surface Pro 3 and Pro 2 docks, where you only had one video output. You had to get another DisplayPort adapter and stick it on the side of your tablet to get 2 screens and or 3 screens, including the built-in one. Now you can just use both of your adapters on here and have the only thing plugged into your tablet would be your connector. Charging for the dock is a separate power cord. It's got a standard barrel connector with the fine needle center post. This is actually almost the exact same dimensions as the dock itself. It's 15 volts out, 6 amps. The dock has a little power indicator when you plug it into the Surface. You can plug it in either way. There's a light on either side. It's pretty neat. Since this was one of the first Surface Pro 4s that I got my hands on, Windows Hello, the facial recognition, wasn't available until I did the November update. So far it works pretty good. Sometimes you can get it on the first try, sometimes it takes a couple of tries. Like I mentioned, Windows Hello sometimes doesn't like the light, especially probably the fluorescent light. So all in all, I really like the minor improvements that they made on the Surface Pro 4 over the Surface Pro 3. I like the ability to customize to an extent how much RAM and hard drive space you can get within the subcategories of the CPUs, and you're not just stuck with having all the same. I like the pen changes, how it attaches. I like the new dock, a lot less cumbersome and easier to use and place than the clamshell dock. Overall, out of 10, I'd probably give this an 8. It's got good power, performance, and battery life, good screen resolution. It's a good all-around replacement for a laptop. It's great for those who want to travel. It's light, easy to put into just about any carry-on or backpack. So if you were on the fence about getting one of these, definitely check out the new Surface Pro 4. I'll try to get my hands on one of the Surface Books to review. Thanks again for watching.